Thanks for downloading a 3CR podcast. 3CR is an independent community radio station based in Melbourne, Australia. We need your financial support to keep going. Go to www.3cr.org.au for more information and to donate online. Now stay tuned for your 3CR podcast.
We're putting up new buildings, we're knocking down the old. We're working in the summer heat and in the winter cold. And the labour power we sell, me boys, for a hard-earned weekly pay produces mighty profits for the greedy MBA. And whether we were born here or born in Italy, in Greece, in Spain or Ireland, in England or Fiji, we all of us are workers, united we must stand, until the wealthy bludgers have been driven from our land. We faced deregistration, it backfired in the face. We're not fooled by arbitration, we won't stay in our place. We hit the bosses hard and fast to win and keep our gains, and break a couple of concrete pours to back our log of claims. So keep your powder dry and hold your head up high. It's class to class and face to face, our limit is the sky. We've got a fighting history and we never will be cowed. Our builders' labour is a name to make a man feel proud.
Good morning from the Concrete Gang, bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. This morning I'm flying solo, me in the Feta, so the Swan of the Feta, so he's in to give us a chop out because Gorilla's away, you know.
And Goanna's in the largest traffic jam in the history of the world.
Goanna's driving down from Queensland via Egypt, so it's me and the Feta, and the Goanna might be joining us a bit later on, but obviously, the Gorilla, you know, the ratings went up when it was just me, so the Gorilla said, well, I'm taking some time off, so it's me again. So, you know, here goes nothing. We've got a bit to get through. And first off, I want to say Happy Mother's Day to all the mums, because obviously it's Mother's Day today, it's being Sunday. So, you know, so get around your mum and send her a cheerio and a big hug and I love you. Cause
to all the females in the industry that are mothers as well, Happy Mother's Day.
Exactly. So, yeah, and, you know, there's a few rough heads in construction, but we've all got mums behind the scene that do everything for us. So, well, there's a bit to get through this week. It's been a big week. So, the first one I want to speak about is, obviously, we've seen during the week, there's been, you might have seen around, there's a members first team, there's an election within the union, the forestry division or the manufacturing division, and it's come out that, well, the forestry division's been running at a $10.5 million loss. Yeah,
well, that's no surprise. Who even knows what they do, what they've been doing. The first time we've seen O'Connor, he's now in his photos that he's putting up all over the joint, pretending to go out and see the members. How
funny is that? And it just goes to show the leadership of that union. He's got a brand new boot. He's never been out in a job ever. He's not from the tools. And he's got a brand new pair of boots doing Facebook posts.
Yeah, straight out of uni.
What does that tell you? So if you have to go buy a pair of boots to go to a job and you've been the leader of the union for over 2 decades, well, you're really in touch with your rank and file there, aren't you?
Especially when they don't know who he is. See all the confused faces in the photos going, who's this bloke?
All they know is the leaks in the media. But,
yeah, well, good old Leo.
So there is a rank and file team running, and, you know, that's what the union's about. They need good rank and file team. It's the first time there's ever been a challenge, I think, in O'Connor's leadership at that union. So hopefully the union gets back in the hands of the rank and filers, where it should be.
No doubt, because if they get any wind that anyone's going to challenge, they usually sack it before they can, can't they?
Yeah, that's it. And obviously, you know, instead of you know looking after his rank and file, he's been playing the politic game. And you see the union. ALP. Yeah, it's come out on that members first page that a $10.5 million
deficit.
Yeah, it's disgusting. So hopefully the rank and file can get up there and get in and make that union a strong, proud union, which it is. It is, but it's only through bad management, it's gone downhill.
Yeah, well, it's only going to happen if they back the right people, who's the members' first team, who actually have the best interests at heart for the members, and want to make that division as good as it can be.
Yeah, exactly. So, and obviously, while we're talking about politics, surprise, surprise, mate, we see the Labor Party in Victoria, because there was some, we all saw on the 7:30 report, there was a bit of brand stacking going on, that Adam Sonyarak, I think I've got his name right. So what they've done is they've taken away the voting rights of all Victorians. So, like Kim Jong, like the secretary says, Kim Jong Un would be want to work out how they could do that. So
that's right.
If you're a member of the Labor Party in Victoria,
You can't vote.
Yeah. So you can't vote. You pay your membership. What is it? A donation. The unions can't vote. They've taken away all Victorian voting rights.
Yeah.
So it's like Stalingrad. You know what I mean?
Wasn't that the old the capitalist system with all the trickle-down economics and all that rubbish? Wasn't that their whole argument? The socialism and all that doesn't work because it just becomes a dictatorship. But
well, Albanese, look at that.
Well, don't vote. Just shush.
You can see why they don't want to give people a vote. Old Albo. What are you going to vote for him? Like I said, I've said it before and I'll say it again. He couldn't inspire you to take a shit after you've eaten a box of Laxets.
Well,
you know what I mean?
Well, exactly. It's fair to say it's probably just like voting for Scott Morrison, but in a Labor shirt, wouldn't it?
Yeah, pretty much. And obviously, we've had a picket line this week. The boys have been out having a go.
Yeah, shout out to them. Yep, PGH Bricks, isn't it?
Yeah, BGH Bricks. They've been having a go. They've been out in the grass for a couple of days, and they'll be taking some more action. So follow our Facebook page, get out there and get around. The boys out at Thomastown.
Yeah, Trawala Avenue, I think it is, yeah.
All good union lads, mate. I went out. I had the pleasure of meeting them on the line the other week, the last couple of days, mate, and they're all good lads. They're guaranteed. They're going to have a dip.
If you can get down there and show a bit of support, that would be fantastic. Get behind them.
They're all Greek boys playing the
Zorba.
The Zorba.
The Zookies would be out.
They had Uncle Elias's playlist going. So it was unreal, mate. And they're good lads. And they're not, like in that brick world, they're not asking for the Queen's ransom. They're going for a 3% pay increase. You know what I mean? I think the last DBA, they didn't get that bugger all pay increase because the company was struggling. But, they want good paying conditions. I think they want to go to improvements to the RDO calendar as well. So,
yeah, well, no doubt they would have worked hard and kept going all the way through COVID, no doubt.
Yeah, no doubt. And the company would be doing all right because there's no import. So, there's plenty of houses going up. So, and I reckon the company's got enough money to choke a donkey. So they should be giving their bit.
3% not a great deal.
Yeah, 3% not a great deal. So that's where that's at. And like I said, we'll keep in touch because there'll be more pickets out there for sure.
Yeah, keep up the good fight.
Yeah, exactly. Obviously, mate, you deal with a lot of the civil stuff. What's going on with our good friends at John Holland?
Oh, mate, our good friends from Hollands. Yes, the most unsafe builder in the country. When you look at their record, I believe they've got the most deaths on their hands when it comes to a construction company in Australia.
Yeah, so, lead the nation in deaths in the industry.
Yeah.
Obviously, I remember when the task force came in, they were the first big components of the task force, and the death rate went skyrocketed. And then 90% of them are on John Holland jobs or John Holland related jobs, and it reflects on the OH&S and the level of management they have.
Yeah, absolutely. There. I mean, we're talking about safety here, and you've got John Holland sacking three HSRs for doing their jobs. The boys have raised safety issues. Hollands didn't want to comply, so they follow the dispute resolution process, get WorkSafe involved, and then the outcome is, we'll just sack you after doing that. And I mean, it was literally yesterday out at the Westgate Tunnel where you've got a little engineer who just goes to uni, has no idea about what we actually do in our industry, signs off this ridiculous, they've formed up this capping beam basically. It's 12 metres long, or even longer, I believe. I don't know the exact lengths, but it's longer than what it's usually supposed to be. Still waiting on some details. WorkSafe is still currently under investigation, but it all collapsed with 3 people in it. So a whole lot of steel was just collapsed, 3 people inside of it. Lucky no one was seriously hurt. Everyone's shaken up, and then Hollands were blowing up because the men didn't feel safe to go back to work until there was a proper investigation conducted. So
people nearly die, and you want a proper investigation. Like you said, the safety reps they got rid of were duly elected. The process that was put in play that was followed, every box was ticked, And how they fix OH&S on their job is get rid of the blokes that actually fix the issues and raise the issues for the men, and then have people get injured, or the steel fixes where it collapsed, the beam collapsed. I think it's reasonable to go back because an engineer signed off when an engineer was good. We've got to remember John Holland's. They did the Westgate, and an engineer signed off on that.
On all of that, and look at what that...
So, and just because you're an engineer and you've been to uni doesn't mean you know more than someone who's worked in the industry for the whole life. That's their crack. They build more. They know it. We know it. We've dealt it.
The thing that we're finding is, when you're going out to these jobs more and more is that there's Australian standards there, and these codes of compliances and Australian standards are put in place to basically set the benchmark that you can't operate. They're the minimum level you can operate. However, John Holland is just pay enough to certain people like the engineers. You say sign off on this, which is well beneath that. And because he's an engineer, he's a qualified person, so it makes it okay. And then all and behold, we get incidents like we had yesterday, and it's our members in the firing line. You
know what I laugh at? If you look at our Facebook, and there's a lot of stuff on Facebook, there's a lot of videos. There's a bloke that swans around and does a lot of videos in that space. And I have it on good authority that Hollands get all their engineers to start Facebook accounts. So if we post something, they go on there and attack our post.
Yeah, a lot of negative views, and I think that's where... It may be trying to take a leaf out of our book and actually for the first time try and actually organise a little bit. So would be reiterating to our membership, get around the post, share it, like it, call out people that are just knocking silly stuff for the sake of it because they just want to basically just have a shot at us through the Facebook page.
Hey, it shows it works. If they're paying engineers and that to sign up to Facebook to have a go at us because we put a post on them, please.
Well, they're pushing to make it illegal now, so everything that works, it becomes illegal. So back in the day before my time, obviously we used to picket a lot. People used to lose their keys when the car was across the driveway and whatnot. Anything that worked is all illegal now. So now even just simply recording, and the way that people look at it is, hey, officials get put in the paper all the time for doing our job, and I'm pretty sure the officials are comfortable enough with that because they're comfortable with the decisions they're making because they're doing it for the best outcome of the membership.
You're doing it for the benefit of the union.
So if a boss is blowing up and carrying on and swearing, if you're happy doing that, if you're comfortable enough to do it, be comfortable enough for it to be out there.
And you see in some of the videos they get threatened, like they threaten us.
Old mate wanted us to pick out the toughest bloke in the union, he reckons, and he'll sort him out in the car park.
We've still got Rabbit
from Hollands.
Yeah, we've got Rabbit training. We've got a few training. We're ready for it. He's going to get ease. But if we said that, imagine if we said that and they had a video of that, we'd be in jail.
There'll be new legislation coming out too.
Yeah, look, please. So on that, we better go to a song because it's that time of the show. Billy Bragg, which side are you on for the BHP bricklayers?
Yeah, PGH Brick Boys, out of Thomastown.
And you're going to win. Stick in there.
This government had an idea and Parliament made it law. Seems like it's illegal to fight for the union anymore. And which side are you on, boys? Which side are you on? Which side are you on, boys? Which side are you on? We set off to join the picket lines, but together we cannot fail. We got stopped by police at the county line. They said, go home, boys, or you'll go into jail. And which side are you on, boys? Which side are you on? Which side are you on, boys? Which side are you on? Well, it's hard to explain to a crying child why her daddy won't go back. So the family suffer, but it hurts me more to hear a scab say, sod you, Jack. And which side are you on, boys? Which side are you on? Which side are you on, boys? Which side are you on? I'm bound to follow my conscience, and I'll do whatever I can. And it'll take much more than a union law to knock the fight out of a working man. And which side are you on, boys? Which side are you on? Which side are you on, boys? Which side are you on?
And you got to say, that is one of the best songs going around. You got to love Billy Bragg.
Good old Billy.
Mate, what got you here? What's going on with the young activists? I know you have a big part of dealing with that sort of stuff.
Yeah,
I know
so,
we've got stuff coming up. So
yeah, we do. We've got a heap of stuff going coming up. We had our first meeting 2 months ago, and I think we had over about 100 members come down from all over the industry under the age of 35, which is good. It shows that all the rumours and the bullshit that the bosses spread, that, you know, the union's only got a couple of years left in it, which I'm sure we've been hearing for the last 10 years. I know I've been involved. So
yeah, exactly.
Anyway, it just proves that that's not the case. A lot of people are keen and interested from the younger generation. They want to get further involved. The reality is, a lot of my generation is the lucky ones. We came in, we didn't have to fight for anything, really. We didn't picket anything. We didn't lose houses and marriages like a lot of the older...
The senior
generation
who
has
won
to,
us,
the men and women. Yep. So the least we can do is learn about it and take up, some sort of active role within the union and contribute back. So, look, we've put on a heap of organisers. I think there's nearly 10 organisers that have come through the young activists now, and there's another one. There's more to come. There's another one going to start very soon, I think. And there's a heap of delegates, about 50 delegates that come through, and a lot of them, they're going really well, and we're looking at putting them on some bigger jobs and taking on more responsibility, which is fantastic, and we need more. That's the reality. If you want to get further involved and you're interested and you want to learn more and potentially get active and get a role within the union,
or you
that's
just
the
want
best
to
place to come down. We're doing it at the training centre now, being COVID. We can social distance better there, and it's well ventilated. So 27th of this month, it'll be happening.
So, yeah, get down to the training centre, the 27. And, even if you don't want to be a shop steward, there's a lot of people come there just to get active and know what's going on in the union and learn about it. Because I know we get some of the senior members down there. We've had them talk, and we take them through what's been happening in the union and go a bit more in depth. And it's a safe space, so you can... There's no such thing in that room as a silly question. There's only silly answers.
Yeah, and we're the ones giving the silly answers, to be fair. But
to be fair,
we're even treating it as a bit of a workshop. So for those who want to be shop stewards and come in and try and become organisers, a bit of a workshop on basically, OH&S and some industrial stuff as well, and just workshopping people and what they can expect if they want to take on that role. And
it's good to get feedback too. We get a lot of feedback from the young activists there about what actually is going on in the industry. I know the exec appreciate all that information as well.
Yeah, well, just quickly on that before we move on, brother. I just want to give mention about the Koori construction as well. I'm sure Goanna's spoken about it.
We've spoken about that.
Yeah, well, obviously there was a big push through the young activists to get, all people from all walks of life involved, especially our Indigenous brothers and sisters. But there's a new avenue, and one, without going into it too much, the Koori construction is a meeting specifically for all our Indigenous members. So I think they've got one on... They've got one coming up soon, so look out for that. You get updates on the Young Activists and Koori Construction on the Facebook page, so please get involved in that as well.
And also, obviously, speaking about that too, we'll go into it. Lisa, I believe the women are running a
Lisa
Koori.
Zanata,
yeah, Lisa, she's our women's officer, organiser. She does a great job. We're trying to do some more meetings with women as well, get more women active in our union and active in our industry. I think she's doing a careers day, might be this week, down the training centre, but obviously look at the website or Facebook.
Yeah,
and
Facebook will be up there.
About there, because I don't have the dates on at hand. So, like we said, we want more young women active in our industry and being a part of our industry as well. It's a good industry, and, let's get active and get into it. So... I know you've been doing a little bit with Ironside too, brother. So what's going on there?
Our good friends from Ironside. Yes. Well, I think we've had a bit of a safety blitz.
Yeah. Obviously, our members, like we've said previously, our members have been complaining about the OH&S on level and job, and you can see that.
Yeah. Well, you got to look at it from the realistic point of view that there's a lot of members that they worked for EBA companies and that finished up. There wasn't slow down to work or whatever it was. And they've ended up working on these jobs, so they're still active members.
Yeah.
They want representation on these sites. It's the reality, because the safety is atrocious. And a lot of the things we found, it was an accident waiting to happen for a death or a serious injury. Like, that's the reality of it. I mean, our good mates from Clark's. We won't go too into them because they get a little bit upset and I don't like to talk about them.
Yeah,
but
no.
there was a crane that they had there and it was outside the manufacturer specs. They had altered it. They're tethering it off all outside of the norm and outside the standards. That was an accident waiting to happen. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And it's the Ironside boys, the crane crew that are members there that are getting forced to use it. And Ironside management aren't doing anything about it. So
Well, all they're worried about is trying to build their buildings, and they take forever. But like we said, like you've seen photos on Facebook, and I've seen some of the photos coming off the jobs. You know, the members on them jobs, and we've got EBA. Some EBA subbies are working on those jobs. It's it's construction. It's ours, and everything they've said has been true. We're going through most of the jobs, or we're still going through the jobs, and we're still there working through all the issues because that's how bad the standard of the jobs were.
The problem is they're not taking it serious in terms of that we're going to stay in there and keep them accountable. I think as soon as we walk away, it's like when you're a kid. As soon as mum or dad turn their back, you go and play up, and then all you have a little brother or sister. That's what they're like. They'll go, we'll remove those handrails because we've got to get this panel in, exposing people to falls from heights. They're just walking back around going, what are you doing?
Yeah, and mate, so keep an eye on Facebook, and obviously we'll keep reporting back. But Ironside, we're there to help fix the OH&S because your OH&S is a disgrace, and we'll continue to represent our members in the best way that we can. And you don't like us, but we don't care. So
exactly.
And also, I heard Macquarie Precast.
Oh,
mate, they're pretty shocking too. I heard some stuff coming out that they're calling the police. All the usual stuff we've been reporting about, but they're also tied up with Markscon.
Markscon, yeah.
Mate, there's a rumour going around they were at a day spa together, sparring.
Yes, conspiring how they can get around the union and not needing to comply with OH&S and worry about paying amicable wages and giving the men and women on those jobs good conditions. Yep, keep them in the rain and all sorts of shit.
They actually went to a day spa together to do this meeting. We've been told we have an on good authority.
Business meeting. I guess that's where they're held, aren't they?
Yeah, them little hot tubs. You can see them with them like what are
your best work in the jacuzzis.
The gherkins on the eyes. So instead of fixing the OH&S on the jobs, they're
conspiring,
putting gherkins on their eyes and face masks
and lounging around in the pot tub,
calling the police. And
Well, what about the other one at Macquarie? And this isn't probably a laughing matter. It's actually disgusting. They had derogatory sort of word magnets.
It was
women, all aimed at women. So you just make your own sentence up with all the derogatory terms they have there. And as women working in their staff office, I thought it was hilarious.
And I believe he called the police on a permit holder because he was parking in a car spot at the front, and he said it's his car park. So I don't know how that works, but Macquarie.
Yeah, he's self-entitled, so...
Markscon, hot tubbing together. Ooh, sounds a little bit scallywag behaviour there.
They've got their own car spots at the hot springs there? Or?
His and hers.
Yeah.
So, Macquarie. And also, we've had an issue with a company called Dymatic Tiles. They're subcontracting to Delamay, not paying any compliances, sham contract.
Why would you?
Just taking out and out rorting. So that's been, we've been addressing those issues all week. Yeah. I believe there's been, obviously, like I said, we've spoke about Ironside. I do we'll give a couple of shout outs. Obviously, we'll get into Scallywags and that next, but I want to give a shout out to one of our organisers, I believe, had a birthday this week, turned 40.
Really? Oh, was that Mr. DeBono?
Mr. DeBono?
Yeah.
A big listener, him and the Toorak Tractor are big listeners to the Concrete Gang.
Yeah, happy birthday, Andrew.
Happy birthday, bud. And if you can send Andrew birthday wishes if you want.
Yeah. On
our social media. So... happy birthday, mate.
There's only one thing you'd love more than precast. That'll be birthday messages from everyone.
Exactly. So good on him. He's having a dip too, and he's a good organiser as well.
Yeah, he's cleaned up. Him and the other precast organisers cleaned up a lot of the
Toorak Tractor. Yep.
Yeah, the Toorak Tractor. Yeah, they've cleaned up a lot of the stuff that goes on in the yard. So,
which is good. And obviously, we'll go into Scallywags. Scallywags. Obviously, I think. Well, ALP, the Australian Labor Party, taking away voting rights of people that pay them the dictatorship, the elbow dictator.
Do you think he'll start making his own Stalin posters?
Yeah, little Stalin posters, little elbow head nodders. You know when you're like, is it just me when you see him doing like interviews? They got them people in the crowd. Do they pay him just to stand there and nod their heads?
You have to pay him just to turn up and listen.
So Albanese for that. obviously, there's a bit of scallywag behaviour happening at the manufacturing division.
Yeah.
We've got John Holland, Perennial, Ironside, Domanic Tiles, Macquarie Precast, and Mark's gone.
Can I throw in one more?
There you go.
Good friends CPB and 2 Construct out at North East Link, running around ripping stickers off our members' hard hats and ripping down posters in the name of Code of Compliance, which there's nothing explicitly that says that in the code, mind you, in my opinion.
They're scared of posters, people, aren't they?
Yeah, but they're not scared of ABNing because they've engaged non-union tilers and plasterers, paying them all ABN, no common vest, no super, but don't worry about that, that's fine.
If the good friends of ABCC won't go and see them about that.
No, of course not. I'll just worry about the stickers on the hard
stickers and hard hats, because, stickers and hard hats kill people.
Yeah, absolutely.
And break the law. So, obviously, who are we going for Scallywag out of those?
It's a big pick.
Big pick. I think...
What's your thoughts?
I actually really want to give it to the manufacturing division, or I'm really tied up with Ironside as well.
Why don't we go a joint manufacturing night? So there's been a heaps of supervisors. Like there's a guy Anton who runs around ringing the coppers on the officials every time they turn up.
Yeah,
give it to them.
Joint done. And we'll go with Suki Lala. We did have Simmel. They were sooking during the week about boot issue, because in the new EBA it has in there what a standard of boots has to be. And old Simmel having a bit of a sook about having to buy the dearer boots because, they're struggling. They've only got,
Mr. Bartolo's only just bought, I think it was a 50-foot yacht or something, I heard.
He's only got 600 men and he's just making wages.
Yeah, he's only just getting
doing
by.
His best.
Yeah.
Got through COVID on the 700 a week or whatever.
Little boy from the suburbs trying to find his way.
Yeah, so we've got him. He's having a bit of a sook. Obviously... Yeah. Albo's having a bit of a sook because we're having a crack at him.
Holland's are sooking like anything because they don't like the Facebook.
They don't like the Facebook.
No, they hate the Facebook.
Don't like the concrete gang. So
they hate that too.
Well, yeah, they always sook.
Don't talk about that. Just let them do what they want.
Do what they want. And obviously there's been a few people sooking about this RDO. It's Mother's Day. It's Sunday and it's RDO tomorrow and they're sooking about that. So... Mate, I think Simmel, they haven't had one before.
Give it to Simmel.
Give it to
Bartolo.
Yeah, for sooking about boots. So there you go, Joe. Get that one up, dear.
Get enough boots for the boys that still won't seek your yacht, Bartolo, so don't stress.
So, yeah, exactly. So, that's that one. And we'll go out the same old way. Dare to struggle.
Dare to win.
If you don't fight,
you lose.
Good morning from the Concrete Gang, and we'll go out with Tupac, Dear Mama. It's a great song.
Yeah.
Happy Mother's Day.
When I was pregnant in jail, I thought I was going to have a baby and the baby would never be with me, but I was acquitted a month and 3 days before Tupac was born. I was real happy because I had a son.
When I was young, me and my mama had beef, 17 years old, kicked out on the streets. Though back at the time, I never thought I'd see her face. Ain't a woman alive that could take my mama's place. Suspended from school, I'm scared to go home. I was a fool with the big boys, breaking all the rules. Shed tears with my baby sister. Over the years, we was poor than other little kids. And even though we had different daddies, the same drama when things went wrong, we blame mama. I reminisce on the stress I caused. It was hell, hugging on my mama from a jail cell. Who thinking elementary? Hey, I see the penitentiary one day. Running from the police, that's right. Mama catch me, put a whooping to my backside. And even as a crack fiend, mama, you always was the black queen, mama. I finally understand for a woman it ain't easy trying to raise a man. You always was committed, a poor single mother on welfare. Tell me how you did it, there's no way I can pay you back. But the plan is to show you that I understand. You all appreciate it. Don't you know we love you, sweet dear mama. Place no one above you, sweet. You all appreciate it. Don't you know we love you. Now ain't nobody tell us it was fair. No love from my daddy cause the coward wasn't there. He passed away and I didn't cry. Cause my anger wouldn't let me feel for a stranger. They say I'm wrong and I'm heartless, but all along I was looking for a father, he was gone. I hung around with the thugs, and even though they sold drugs, they showed a young brother love. I moved out and started really hanging. I needed money of my own, so I started slanging. I ain't guilty cause even though I sell rocks, it feels good putting money in your mailbox. I love paying rent when the rent's due. I hope you got the diamond necklace that I sent to you. Cause when I was low, you was there for me. You never left me alone because you cared for me. And I can see you coming home after work late. You're in the kitchen trying to fix us a hot plate. You're just working with the scraps you was given. And mama made miracles every Thanksgiving. But now the road got...
You've been listening to a 3CR podcast produced in the studios of independent community radio station 3CR in Melbourne, Australia. For more information, go to allthews.3cr.org.au.